Hello, dear ladies. Today we have with us an esteemed guest from UK, Dr. Megha Singh. She has worked in women health across the world, especially in UK and in South Africa. She's an expert in autoimmune diseases in women health, and she has many high impact research papers to her credit. So, welcome, Dr. Megha. And how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you, Silva, for inviting me. And I must say to everybody, Silva is a dear, dear friend, and she has given a very good introduction of mine, and I'm highly honored. Thank you, Silva.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Megha. As you know that I'm here creating awareness on perimenopausal and menopausal issues, so we will be talking about that a bit today. I want to know from your perspective, what is menopause and perimenopause according to you, and why has it started mattering more now? Why are we discussing perimenopause and menopause so much these days?
Yeah, as as most of us know now, because of women like Sulbha, who are talking more about it. So menopause is a very, very natural process when the menstruation stops, and perimenopause is time preceding that. So why we are talking about it? Menopause was very natural and not very much talked about, and especially perimenopause was not very much talked about because people didn't know that how many hormonal fluctuations are having, and women go through a lot during that time. Now that because women, there is a lot of cultural shift in India especially, and women have got a voice to speak and tell about their issues, so people know more about it. Women knew from the start, people know more about it now.
Yeah,
Now
I think all of us can relate with the fact that we have all seen our mothers going through, but it was somehow never discussed in our families, and they used to suffer so silently, which is like, I feel like as we are going through our perimenopausal issues, how difficult it must have been for them. So, certainly, knowing more about it, getting more awareness is definitely required, and how to manage this shift and how to talk about it to our families and our relatives is especially very important at this period of time, making them time sensitive to the issues that we people are facing so that they support us during this journey.
rightly said, now that women are more working, the workforce is formed by women more. So there is a loud, response on this issue. Secondly, I feel that lots of research has been done on it now. So we recognize, as being in medical field, that how many risk factors women are exposed to after or when the woman is entering menopause. Long-term health condition increases after menopause. Perimenopause and menopause is the most vulnerable window for mental health issues in women. So because of all this recognition, we are talking more about menopause now. Secondly, there are chances of early menopause in women, and there might have been increased in symptoms now. So it could be contradictory because more people know about it. So maybe there is more recognition, but definitely the symptoms have definitely increased.
So, what do you think are the reasons behind an early menopause, or as we are discussing, the menopausal changes coming early in women or being so do you think environment or there may be other factors that what factors do you think are responsible for this?
There are many actually. So first, it might be genetic or biological, like your mom had early menopause, so you had early menopause. Then it is associated with menarche. So early menarche means if the menstruation has started earlier, it might be related to early menopause. Then there is increase in stress level with the kind of lifestyle we are having. So sleep disturbances, increase in stress. And I think women are managing a multitude right now because they are going out, working in the outer world, managing their homes, keeping not only everything in order
Yeah.
physically, but mentally too. So there is a lot of shift in physiology of women right now. Then pollutants all around. They also act as endocrine disruptors. There is lots of pollution in form of air pollution. There is
Especially in
lots
India,
of
North India is definitely, and
yeah,
especially in this time of the year, we are
yes,
very rightly talking about it. So yes, pollution also is a very
yeah.
important disruptor.
Yes. So
Yes,
it
and
in yeah. So then there are a lot of other health conditions. For example, there is increase in type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases in women, which can also result into early menopause.
okay.
Then there are lots of nutritional deficiencies, which might lead to an early menopause. So all these things are you know, predictors mostly. There are smaller studies which are done. And as said earlier, because menopause was not talked about, they have been like researched only recently, how much it is to be. And the symptoms of menopause are generally not well recorded. So there is lot to research more, lot to know more.
So, what do you think are the dominating signs and symptoms of perimenopause and menopause that women should know about?
Yeah. So there is, when we talk about menopause and perimenopause, I feel that it's a Pandora box. You
Yes.
can start speaking and it can take whole 2 hours and we start saying about symptoms. Whatever is written and studied about menopause is more in the Western world. So we talk about hot flushes, night sweats. But in India, actually only 40% women encounter that. More is somatic symptoms in India, hot flushes, fatigue, tiredness, joint pains. Uh, there are other cognitive impairment like memory loss, forgetfulness, which are actually less talked about. And now only people are recognizing these, that women can have brain fog and some bladder discomforts. The other less talked about area is loss of libido and sexual discomfort and other issues around that. I think these needs to be recorded more and reported more actually, so that we can and doctors can find solution to that.
And do you think there is an increase in the symptom intensity over the last 1 decade? Have they, is it just that we are discussing more, so it feels more intense, or actually the intensity has increased over the last 10 years?
Again, the same thing, which I said before. Of course, there's reporting more, so
Hmm.
people know more about it. Secondly, more metabolic disorders, like there's more diabetes, in the more PCOS, which is now being identified. Still,
Especially the
India
younger
has,
age groups. Yeah,
yes,
it has started
yes,
being recognized in the younger,
yes,
young.
yes. So, and still, it is a very high hidden burden of PCOS in India, which is not recognized. Then the diet. So the latest ICMR report says that 60% of our diets, Indian diets, are comprised of carbohydrates. There is less protein, and which needs to be increased. Environmental exposures, of course, pollutants, pesticides, which act as endocrine disruptors, which can result into increase in the symptoms of perimenopause and also menopause.
And how do you think perimenopause and menopause impact your mental health that you were saying?
Yeah, yeah. So you remember in our older movies, Sulbha, like whenever there was an old woman or a mother portrayed, she was always associated with she's going to cry,
Hmm.
isn't it? So this is also one of the perimenopausal symptom or menopausal symptom. Like
We
you
become
just don't
emotionally much more
much
sensitive then.
vulnerable, yeah, and sensitive.
Hmm.
So all these things, make up the mental health, your emotional sensitiveness, how do you react to your emotions, and all that. Perimenopause especially is recognized the most vulnerable time of when women have mental health
Issues.
issues,
And that
especially.
impacts the relationships as well.
Of course, the social relationships need to be very, very cooperative and comforting at that time because, uh, you know, especially in husband-wife relationship, because menopause is generally associated with aging and loss of youth. So if your intimate partner does not show that kind of empathy or intimacy, you will lose the confidence in yourself. Secondly, the extended family members, like before extended family members, I'll come to your children.
Children,
Your
yes. Right.
children fail to recognize that, oh, why mom is hyperreacting? Why, it was just a, wet towel on the bed. Why she has to create that drama? So that's not drama. She's
Probably,
only,
I feel there is a big mismatch because they are having their own hormonal shifts
yeah,
and we are having our own. They are in their teenage where their hormones are raging, and we are in our
yeah,
perimenopause when our hormones are settling down.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's
Very
a
rightly said.
big mismatch that
Yeah,
needs
yeah,
to be, understood and then dealt with.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, very rightly said. So there is emotional struggle, I would say, that is have happening inside the house. Then extended relatives. I still remember, mom, aunties coming to mom and saying, "Oh, now you don't have that shine in your face, and now you are gaining weight." So all these things actually impact the
Mental health of
overall
a
mental health of the women,
female.
because obviously they are going through a lot of hormone fluctuations, and when it comes to appearances, and now so more because of the media exposure, like we are talking, Silva, on frame, we
Mm.
are on the media. So the kind of media exposure is now, and I think there is a race of looking good
Yes,
and looking
yes. We
young.
female are always constantly
Yes,
under the
yes,
pressure of looking good, which is
yeah,
why I feel like in most of my sessions, I feel that females, when they come, their main problem is weight gain. बाकी सब issues तो बाद में they come to know अच्छा ये भी उसकी वजह से है, but their main concern is weight gain हो रहा है और हम कैसे इसको कम करें in spite of the fact that doing crash dieting their weight is not budging. And which is I feel I have to make them understand that this is related to your hormonal changes, so you need not fret about it. You just need to make some lifestyle shifts which will be conducive to your hormonal health.
exactly,
Yes.
exactly. And I'm so glad you're doing that for women, because they need to understand that this is not something from your eating or from your lifestyle that's coming. You are eating the same thing, you're doing the same thing, but it's going to happen. Your central obesity is going to increase. So I'll just tell every woman that don't regulate your life around uterus. So that is how the Indian community has been doing, Indian culture has been doing. They celebrate menarche and they are silent on menopause.
Menopause.
So yeah. So it's now high time for women to get up and not surround the life around your fertility or around uterus. So just give yourself a break.
Yes, certainly. And I feel, I mean, this is very good that people have started talking. In India, also,
Yeah,
people have started understanding that this needs to be discussed. We need to understand what is going on with us, and we need to deal with it in that particular manner so that the transition is not so
yeah,
hard on us.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely. So the the cultural and social shift has happened in a way that people are talking about, women are talking about menopause, but understanding what it encompasses and how to deal with it and how to accept. Self-acceptance is very, very important in the way. You can't expect everybody to look the same or behave the same. So your energy might be super low at times and you are not able to focus as much because of all the hormonal shifts you are going through. So just be kind to yourself. Just take it slow. Yeah.
So with this, Megha, I would like to know your take on the HRTs. Recently the black label has been removed from the HRTs. What's your take on HRTs and how soon a woman should start taking, if at all you think they
Yeah.
should?
So HRTs is the therapy which women take for combating the issues, what we are talking about in perimenopause, especially. So the black label you're talking about, Silva, is, as I said, not much what's spoken about menopause long back. Only from 1990s, the research has started. But, and then HRT was introduced in 1990s. But then one study happened which stated that there are more harms from HRT than benefits. But when we looked closely to that study, in that study, more women were older, and all the HRT was started after menopause. So the benefits were not as much. HRT is a boon for women, but I would say there are lifestyle factors which can be equally effective. And now I think HRT is being pushed by the pharma companies to have their own benefits. If your symptoms are not debilitating and it can be managed by lifestyle changes, then I would say that, and not I, the research and the doctor community and organizations are saying that the first line of treatment should be lifestyle changes.
So HRTs basically should be used as a tool, not as an entire toolkit. And that is what I really, even I was having that kind of a mindset. But lately, a lot of people have been questioning me about the use of HRTs. And I do believe that we should first try all the holistic measures before jumping into HRTs. Only if our symptoms are so debilitating that they are affecting our day-to-day lifestyle, then only I would suggest that somebody should go for HRTs, because there is still limited information on the long-term
Yeah,
impacts of HRTs.
yeah.
So with this, and then if you may, I would like to ask you one more question around the relationship. How menopause is affecting the relationships, or have we discussed this?
Yes, we have talked about mental health, but of course, relationships, as you know, relationships is not a one-way line. It is a two-way thing.
Mm.
If a woman during perimenopause or menopause is highly, highly sensitive to emotions and she's reacting more, so it might affect immediate as well as distant relationships.
It does affect it. I feel that, even I saw it with me also. And if I remember correctly, with my mother also, we've been through that very reactive phase. But earlier, the husbands didn't have a choice. Marriage was like a one-time partnership that used to happen. But nowadays, it is becoming a reason for a lot of divorce.
Yes, separations, yeah.
Yeah, so the acceptance is regard in the relationships has reduced. I would say the tolerance has reduced, and if not, then the distance is being created, in a way where people have started living separately or something like that. So I feel that there should be more understanding around this particular thing, that a female is reacting because of her hormonal issues, and she should be able to communicate this to her partner, and there should be more supportive approach towards it. So, what do you think about this?
About work, how it's going
Oh,
to work. That is what it is. So, firstly,
mm.
um, you have to own your own battle. So, firstly, you need to recognize your body and understand your emotions. Sit quietly and understand that you might be overreacting to things and how your hormones are going around.
Mm.
First, you need to understand yourself, I think, and understand yourself and also have education about what happens during perimenopause and menopause.
So
To
that is why we are
understand,
talking about the awareness. And in
yes,
awareness, also, a female should be self-aware of what is going on with her, because there is no
yes,
one size fits all. Everybody deals with
no,
different, yeah,
it,
symptoms. So one should become
exactly,
aware of their own set of symptoms that they are experiencing. And
yes, yes.
that also changes with time.
Definitely it changes with time. And then secondly is making the other people aware. Start with your intimate partner, start with your children, and then maybe talk through that this is going to happen, and or this is happening. Like I told my children 2 years ago only that, mama is going to go crazy in a good way, sorry. So just beware, because there are certain changes in the body which is going to happen, and just making them aware
Yeah.
that this is going to happen. So recently, not recently, there are many studies like that, which is in Western world, which has shown that having a community, having a girl community or a women community
A system
dealing with
of
the
like that.
same issue,
Mhm.
uh, helps decrease the symptoms by at least 20%. So you can imagine that, all these holistic or lifestyle approaches I'm talking about, how helpful these are. And having that onus that I am only responsible and I am the first one who's responsible for my own health. And going to all these communities or going to
And
gym.
discussing them openly over there also
Yes,
decreases,
yes,
your
yeah,
burden. That,
yeah,
once you let it out, I think a lot of things settle down for you. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And taking care of yourself is not a luxury, it's a necessity. So
It's
you
an
have to, yeah, you have to do that. And women, I think, has have this nature of giving, I think, by
the
the
design of God,
virtue of, yeah,
yes.
a virtue of having a uterus or having mammary glands. I think
Yeah.
that's something that happens. But if one is dealing with certain issues, certain symptoms of perimenopause, make a record of that why these symptoms, when these symptoms are occurring, what is the frequency of the symptoms, and what are the things which are aggravating. Make a journal, which is really helpful, which will help you understand yourself. And when you go to the specialist to seek help, then it will be really helpful.
That's a very good point raised. Thank you, Dr. Megha. We've had a wonderful session with you today. Is there anything else that you would like to tell our women? Uh,
I think the first priority should be balancing the mental health. If the everything here is okay, then everything
Everything
physically
else,
will
yes, yes.
else will be okay. So just sort that out, and we are there to help you. And Dr. Sulba, you are doing a great job, and I'm very happy to be in this session. And if any talk further or any time you need me again, I'm there.
Certainly, certainly. Thank you so much, Dr. Megha, for coming, for agreeing to do this session with me. And I hope this benefits a very, very large group of people. People watch it and they learn so much about perimenopause and menopause. Definitely, it's the need of the hour. And with that, thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for inviting me. Thank you.